honestly, I don't know why we don't do like Sunday morning podcast. That has to be a real thing. Like, it is the best, most perfect um, time and day for us, the Smith brothers in general, to do a
I'm
podcast is Sunday morning. You know what I mean?
I'll
I
tell
am
you. I'll tell you
all
why
down
it
for
won't.
that.
Huh?
I am all down for that. And
Except
it,
there's about to be a
like
button there.
no, what we should do is like breakfast with the Smith brothers, or breakfast with we three Smiths, or something like that. And then
You
guys-
come up with the ideas.
you guys,
That's a bad idea. Letting
You
you,
guys
come up
make-
with the ideas is a bad idea.
no, you guys make your breakfast, and I'll make the same breakfast, and
Man,
we'll just
it'd be a lot easier if we could just get in the same room and do a podcast. Like, that'd be ideal.
well, yeah. Once there's vaccinations available to everybody, that'll happen.
Anyway, Sundays won't always work for me because I
doesn't-
will often be fishing on Sunday mornings.
No, I'm not saying it has to be a recurring thing, just whenever we want to do it. Why are you so disagreeable?
I like being disagreeable.
Why?
It's just my nature. You're disagreeable too. Why are you so
You
disagreeable?
guys are a different type of disagreeable.
That's true.
I don't understand it.
I don't like being part of things.
What was that? We were talking about something. There was a podcast conversation, and there was a comment about some kind of nihilist. You were part of that conversation. What kind of nihilist was it?
Oh, happy nihilism.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's you.
Yeah, I readily agree with that. And I'm happy about it.
Say what you want about the tenets of socialism, dude, but at least it's an ethos. Just gonna say.
I have an ethos. It's just
When
most
was the
people
last
don't
time?
agree with it.
When was the last time? I don't agree with it,
It's fine. You don't have to.
but I still talk shit about it because it's funny for me.
And I'll continue to not care what you think.
When was the last time? Well, I shared it the other day. The last time we did a podcast together. When was it? How long ago? When was
About
the
a
last
year
time
ago.
we were in the same room together that wasn't outside at a distance?
It was about a year.
It was close to a year ago. It was probably last January, February. Had to have been.
Probably March. Because
Well, I think that was right around, the time we all went downstairs forever.
yeah, because Calvin had his last wrestling meet last year, like the second week of March, and right after that, everything went to fucking shit. So
What's it been like? Because I know what it's been like with him for 11 months or something.
I mean, well, like the first, March through April, it kind of sucked because, I was teaching school.
Oh my god!
To-
Are you serious? What did he ever
At
tell
that
us
point,
this?
at that point, it was a second grader and a freshman in high school. So, my patience is very fucking thin. It's like
How do you?
it's like that.
Did he ever
So-
mention that he was teaching?
No.
You never mentioned once that you were teaching class. Like,
But I
No.
guess it's, I mean, if we had thought about it, we would have figured it out.
huh?
Ooh, coffee.
Because all the schools were closed, so they were doing,
Well, right. I guess I didn't think about it, but just the idea of Josh teaching class, like that should have been mocked on some level.
Josh teaching anything should be
That's what I'm
mocked.
saying.
Oh, it's worse now.
Dude, what's it? Dude, what's it like? Dude, I mean, seriously, I don't mean, like, I feel like you're better off than, it's just me and Levi down here, and we don't really talk to each other if we don't want to, so he stays kind of quiet for the most part, unless I come up and start yapping, and then Levi hates me, and then I go into the other room. But man, it's way quieter than, like, how loud is it in your house right now?
Well, April through October, I went to work every day of the week. So I had a bit of a reprieve.
Yeah.
But
That's when you hit
Melissa,
perfect time to
Melissa
leave
was
early.
pregnant
Yeah.
through like all summer long until end of August. And then, you know, September and October, you know, we're dealing with a baby. And then Megan moved out and she's about to get her own apartment. So, I mean, it's not as loud with another person here, but there's still a 4-month-old, a 3-year-old, and an 8-year-old.
That's gross.
That was the longest way you could have answered really loud all the time. Honestly, you just went the roundabout way to say it's really loud all the time.
It's really loud. And Melissa's working from home. So we have her office set up in the baby room. And Calvin has just started going in there to do his schoolwork because he's school from home right now until there's vaccinations for everybody.
You want to talk about loud? Imagine being somebody who craves quiet when they're home and having a morning show in your house every day. Put yourself there.
Yeah.
New studio soon.
Yep.
I was just in there
You
yesterday.
guys have been saying.
Listen.
You guys have been saying we're going to be in the studio soon for fucking months.
Yeah, but it's a
Months.
construction project.
Yeah, it's
Construction projects never go as
It's been
planned.
delayed. There's COVID delays. There's been people that have gotten sick. There's been all kinds of things that have delayed this thing. It is certainly not the fault of like my employers or the construction crew or anything. It is. Well, I don't know what you're laughing about.
I mean, technically, it's everybody's fault.
I mean,
'Cause it's
On
funny.
top of the virus.
it's not my fault.
Probably not.
No, it is just the way it is. They want us to get in the studio. Everybody's working really hard, and I was just in there yesterday, and it's close to being done. It's just one of those things, man. It's not ideal for anybody. Like 2020 into 2021 hasn't been ideal for anybody.
Nope.
You know.
Nope.
I know. I'm super cognizant every day that there's somebody upstairs, and I just try to be as quiet as I can.
But you can't.
Yeah.
And
You can't be because A, you're doing a radio show, and B, you're you. So,
I was telling Tim, he goes, yeah, Levi never really talks to me. I say something, and I'm like, dude, that's just him. He doesn't want you here. And it's not you. It's not him personally. It's not like that.
it's like
just
half
like,
true, though.
he's just like, yeah, it's just like you're a private person, and we're in here 9-10 hours a day, starting at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. So,
and it's not exactly that I don't want him here. The first part is more true. I'm just quiet. That's just me. When I'm home, unless I directly, personally invite you here, I have zero reason to talk to you.
I know. And I try to tell him, I'm like, dude, it's just him. Like, he doesn't mean anything by it. He's not being a dick to you. You know?
You'll know if I'm being a dick to you.
Yeah.
You know what happened to me on Friday? I was super happy. I was super happy all day. All day, because not only because I worked the previous Sunday, so I was able to leave super early at work, but before I left, apparently I made the new guy quit. So that made me really happy all day. That improved my mood so much. I can't even express.
How long was he working there?
A week.
How did you make him quit?
Apparently, I did something that he thought was not nice. It would be really hard to explain. I don't really want to get into it. It was perfectly nice, and it was exactly the way I talk. It was exactly the way I talked. I talk to everybody, and everybody else talks to everybody else.
Yeah.
It's just the way everybody interacts together there.
Mhm.
And I don't know.
But you go ahead.
He thought that I was being a dick.
You know.
So evidently he can't. He
Yeah, but I
can't.
wasn't.
He can't deal with sarcasm in the workplace. Then.
But he says he can. This
No,
is the
there's-
kind of person that he is. This is the kind of person that he is. One of the very first things that he said to me was, I am the most honest person I know. If you don't want to know the truth, don't ask me. That's what he said. And I'm in my head, I'm like, oh, this is terrible. Because I've known probably a handful or two of people that have said basically the same thing. And they've all turned out to have a very similar personality, or at least personality flaw, of them just
Douchiness?
being a fucking asshole that doesn't know when to shut the fuck up. And this guy really, I mean,
Usually,
hit the nail on the head on that one.
usually when you hear something like people can't handle how honest I am, it usually means they're about to say something racist.
Yeah, usually.
That's usually what that means.
True.
You know, so many Mexicans coming across our border. Sorry, but I'm honest.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
He didn't have enough, I mean, I guess he didn't have enough time there to really get into the racism. I'm glad he left. I am really happy.
I just think it's. I don't know if I've ever made anybody quit before.
Oh, this is like the second or third person.
Really? And see,
Well,
man, it's not me.
I've tried to make people quit, and it usually backfires on me
How does
Yeah.
it backfire?
because he's still fucking working there after. This will be his like 5th year, 6th year, or something like that.
I think it's largely because I have a lot of influence over my coworkers. So when they see me acting a certain way towards somebody, they really follow suit. So when they, like, one of the things that he was upset about is everybody stopped hanging out with him. Because all he did was fucking talk. Talk. And I was like, I'm not going over there.
I'm not talking to that
I'm
guy.
not going over there. Fuck that. So everybody just congregated around me rather than in the usual hangout spot. So,
Is that the recent one?
yeah.
Or you alienated him. That's what you did.
He alienated himself. Fucking idiot.
You went and sat at the other table and said, "Fuck that guy."
Yep.
Man,
See, when I stop talking to a person that I work with, other than like when I have to relay information to them, they get upset and they go talk to HR. And then I get a call for being mean to them.
honestly though, Josh, it's like you're probably the person with the least couth that I know. Like, you don't have, like, there's people with tact, and then there's Josh. Like, you know,
When I'm at work, though, I'm not like that at all. I have a
I would
filter
have
when
to
I'm
see
at
it
work.
to believe it.
we should just do a hidden camera. We should do a hidden camera thing on Josh where we just go, like, I don't know how we would do it, but if we can just film Josh one day and then narrate it. We could film Josh without his permission, narrate it, and then see if he's telling the truth.
I would like to do that. That'd be fun. But, I mean,
We can honestly, man, camp out, get ghillie suits, and like camp out in the woods with binoculars, just talking shit.
you do that.
That would be an amazing podcast. That would be sniper ghillie suit podcast. Boom.
Levi has
You
no
do that.
interest in doing that at all.
Hey, why? See, you're so disagreeable.
Yeah, I don't like being a part of
Man,
things.
I come up with
Unless-
great ideas, and
unless-
you're like, fuck that.
And unless it's something that I really want to do, I have no interest.
Dude.
I have no interest in putting effort in stuff.
Dude, I'm not even joking right now. I could count. It's going to be more than 2 hands. It's going to take for me to count the amount of times I've fucking went upstairs so excited about some idea I've had. I'm like, dude, got a great idea for a podcast. Yada yada yada. And Levi's like, no.
I don't like that.
No. I'm like, oh man, there's not even like a discussion or anything. And I'm like, well, fuck you. I go back downstairs.
Yeah.
Levi's like, well, maybe she just stay downstairs then.
How many times though? I bet there's got to be a million times in the last year and a half that you're like, God, fucking go downstairs. There's got to be a lot, and it doesn't hurt my feelings. I understand. You know what I mean?
It's
you're
not,
right now you're weighing weighing what kind of damage you can do and what kind of damage you want to do.
It's not necessarily that I want you to go downstairs.
Shut the fuck up.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
It's just like
I get it.
Dude, you're a loud person. And I know that and I accept that.
That's honestly why I feel like I'm probably never gonna be like able to be in like a relationship unless it's somebody as fucking crazy as me, because like I know I catch myself being me around you sometimes, and I'm like, God, I am annoying as shit.
Well, it seems like, and I've noticed it more that you've been doing the show from the studio, from the basement.
Yeah.
And I think it's because there's no line of demarcation between your work and home.
Yeah.
Really. Like there's no, even if it's a 2-minute commute, you know, from the studio to home, it seems like there's less and less, there's a lot more blurring of
Well, you're hearing
Nate and Smitty.
Well, you're hearing the show all the time. That has a lot to do with it. Because when I'm talking to Tim, it's a completely different dynamic than when I'm talking to you. Tim and I make each other fucking cry laughing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We do too, but it's not as frequent. Ours is way more dumb humor. Like, I understand that it gets fairly juvenile with Tim and I, but sometimes. But, yeah, I think that's because that's because we're doing the show from here. You can tell because you hear it way more. You know, and it's like, shut the fuck up. It's got to grate on your last nerve, and I'm not even. You know, it's just the way it is. I would grate on my fucking last nerves. Shit has grated on my last nerves.
Whose bedroom is right above the studio?
Huh?
It doesn't matter.
I didn't catch what you said. What?
He has whose bedroom is above the studio.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter. It hasn't mattered since this summer when I was off work. And I learned very quickly that I wasn't going to be sleeping past 5:30 when motherfuckers yelling "Con!" down in the studio.
Yep.
Luckily, I was awake at that point, because if not, I would have come down here and I would have interrupted the show and said, "You motherfuckers need to shut the fuck up as much as possible."
Dude, I get it, man.
That would have been so funny to have the show interrupted at 5:30 in the morning. Be like, Levi kicking the fucking door open. Shut the fuck up.
See, that's not my personality. I wouldn't yell. I would calmly say, "You guys need to shut the fuck up."
Honestly, it's just it's just been such a dance to, you know, keep everybody happy with this whole thing, and we'll be in the studio soon, and it's great, and I can't wait.
And I am very understanding, so I don't complain. I just go about my business. I might seem a little surly sometimes, but I just go about my business.
You know what I say? I say we're all going to be stronger when we come out of it. That's what I say. That's what I say.
And
I'm going to be lucky to be alive to go back to work in April.
Yeah.
You're going to be alive and just fine.
If Melissa doesn't fucking kill me, because
you know, I love Melissa and I love you,
we've
but
been
I
in the-
bet she's
we've been
not a
in the-
peach either. Like, there are other people's feelings at stake.
Yep. But you know how I am.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm an asshole.
Yeah, we just
And-
had this discussion.
Yep. And we've been in the same house all day, every day since October 30th. All day, every day.
It's a very underrated quality to have. And I'm beginning to realize that not all that many people have it. It's knowing when to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I don't know when to do that.
Yeah, I know.
I do. Believe it or
Most
not.
of the time.
Believe it or not,
Yeah.
I do. You know?
Some people have the opposite problem and not knowing when to not shut the fuck up. And
How's your...
sometimes I find myself making myself say something. And
Yeah. See, Calvin is a lot like me, and Logan is a lot like me. But Logan, he's a fucking honey badger. He don't give a fuck.
Dude, that's why I
At
love
all.
that kid so much. I love that kid so much because he is gonna do whatever he wants, and he's like, you. There's no way
Yeah.
you are gonna tell him what he can do, and I appreciate that in a person.
He doesn't care. like he okay.
That's a lot of you got a lot of that of Logan in you. Like that kid has got a lot of Levi in
Yes.
in him.
Yeah. Like he just started. Like he turned 3 in October, and we've been trying to potty train him for about a year and a half now, and he's just now getting to the point where he's proud of himself for peeing in the potty. But we have yet to have him poo in the toilet. So, and he saves all of his poos for right before bedtime. I don't know why.
I stopped listening a long time ago.
Dude,
Of course he did.
I mean, it's a great story and all. You know,
No, it's
I have so little interest in parenting stories.
for the record, I
Yeah, he
have way
cares.
more tolerance. Okay,
He
So,
cares a lot.
Anytime you want to tell a parenting story on the show, Josh, because I like to. That's how I live via. It's how I take care of my biological clock issues that I have. Is just your kids, pretty much.
yeah.
Man, I'm glad I don't have that shit going on.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like a loud biological clock. You know what I mean? It's not a loud ticking. It's just it's a fading ticking that has gone away and away, and it's almost gone.
It's like the
No, but you guys get to do cool uncle shit, like get them toys that we would never get them or
That's what I'm
something.
saying.
And
Yeah.
it's like when I don't know, the last few years you've told us that they want this and they want this and I'm like, fuck that. I'm gonna give them something that I want.
That's the way you do it.
yep.
I don't like. I never shop that way for anybody. I never get anybody what they want. You know what I mean? I go to the store and I walk around or wherever. I go to the mall. I go to stores, whatever, and I just walk around and feel inspired. Now there's the whole scrolling on your phone and buying from Amazon, which is way too easy and shit. It's stupid how easy it is to just spend money.
It's wonderful.
Buy. Buying all kinds of mustard now online.
Mustard?
Yeah, I
oh,
bought-
mustard seeds.
Mustard seeds. Yeah, I bought a bunch more mustard seeds.
Did you?
Yeah, because I basically don't buy like small jars of spices anymore. Everything is like, I just bought a 5-pound jug of black pepper, of coarse ground black pepper.
What the fuck do you need 5 pounds for?
Because I go through a pound of pepper every 3 weeks when I'm doing cure for my bacon.
Yeah.
So it just made sense to buy a shitload of pepper.
Here's
Yep.
what I don't understand, and it's not because I don't feel like you're good at smoking meats, because I feel like you are, and it's not that I'm surprised that you are, because you're a smart person, and I know you look at this shit a lot. Which, by the way, Josh just started smoking meats because he's jealous. How's that working out?
I love it.
Fantastic.
I have a copious amount of smoked meat in my fridge right now.
Right. So Levi, my question to you is, how in the fuck do you have the best bacon that anybody has ever tasted ever every time they eat it? Anytime somebody new eats Levi's bacon, it is the best bacon they've ever had, and they can't settle for any like regular bacon anymore. And that's just a thing.
It's because it's homemade.
Huh?
It's homemade. It's not processed.
Like, dude, I'm saying, like, you go to, like, I don't know, name a nice meat shop, Tannery Creek at Petoskey, that's not there anymore, I don't think, but, like, I don't know,
like
in
Platt's
Traverse,
Meats.
Plath's or anything, they got great bacon. It's really good. It's not processed necessarily, but it's, like, his bacon is just better.
I don't know. Maybe the curing recipe is different. Maybe the curing time is different. Maybe they don't. Maybe they.
The pork belly that is just like you dice it up. It is one of those things that you just can add to any meal somehow, some way, and it fucking is like the best recipe addition, just extra thing that you put in anything. Like, just Levi's pork belly in did put it in macaroni and cheese. I made a smoked macaroni and cheese, and it was one of the best goddamn thing I've ever had in my life.
What did you put because I gave you the pork belly chunks, the big slabs.
Yep.
What did you put it in?
Salads and stuff.
Oh,
Fry it up.
that seems like that almost seems like a misuse of the product.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to do it, I mean...
I've been low carb since
Well, that makes sense.
middle of December.
That makes sense.
So when are we thinking we're going to get, like... I don't want to talk about the vaccine and everything, but, like, when are we looking like we're going to get, like, be able to get all vaccinated and get in the same room together? Is it, like, July?
Next year?
August? Next year? I'm being serious. I have no idea.
Well,
They're looking at summertime for everybody to be vaccinated.
Yeah.
To be able to be vaccinated.
I don't see that as a realistic timeline.
I think it's fairly realistic. I think it's fairly... Dude, half people aren't going to get them. It's going to be way easier to get vaccinations because half people aren't going to get them, regardless of what you think. Like, I'm not saying you, but I'm just saying anybody thinks half people aren't going to get them.
Yeah.
It's going to take a lot less
possible.
time.
It's possible. Plus, you got to think
Yeah,
about
there's 75 million people who don't believe that it's going to affect them. So.
Well, maybe, but what the fuck was I going to say? Of all, there's millions and millions of people that have also already had it and are immune to it. So,
Well, there have been instances where people have gotten it again. So there's no.
well, then there's no fucking point to the vaccine either because you could get vaccinated and have the same immunity as if you can have the same immunity as if you had gotten it, and then you could get it again.
Well, it's going to be... It's probably going to be an annual thing. The vaccination is going to cover you for the year, for COVID season or whatever the fuck it is.
Could be.
And then, like, if there is a COVID season, like, it seems like it spreads all year round. I mean, we're in the middle of January.
Yeah.
It's not spreading.
Right, but it's the same. And you and I had this discussion. It's the same thing. It's the same progression as H1N1 in what was it, 2006, something like that, 2006, 2007, 08, 2010, whenever it was H1N1.
Again, yeah,
2010.
I don't even remember it. I remember it was a thing. I don't remember us being terribly affected by it. I mean,
It was
there
about
a few people that
2010.
Huh?
It was about 2010.
Yeah. So, they came out with a vaccination, and by that time, millions of people or billions of people had it, and the immunity from those people, and then the vaccinations. I mean, eventually it petered out, and it's not something we see. I mean, it is something we see on a yearly basis, but it is so insignificant. Like we still see the bubonic plague every year, but
Yeah, you just don't hear about it because it's not like, you know.
right. Because hygienically we're way better than we were in the 1400s, 1300s. But it's going to be the same thing with COVID. Enough people will have had it, and enough people will have gotten vaccinations that eventually it'll peter out.
But you have to have a lot more percentage of the population getting vaccinated for that to be the thing. For that to be a thing, I think. I mean, I could be missing something you're saying, but like you got to have way more than half the population, whatever it is, you know, getting vaccinated in order for it to work.
I think that your 50% is off.
I mean, it's probably closer to 4. It's probably closer to 30.
And just because somebody voted for Donald Trump does not mean that they don't believe that the COVID is a thing.
Of course not.
So,
of course
that's what he indicated.
I don't. Well, I mean, it's
I mean,
generalizing numbers, and I don't like generalizing numbers, and it's something you shouldn't do. Sometimes it's hard not to generalize because it seems like that's the case. You know, like I think one of the main reasons I wear a mask, and it's not the main reason I wear a mask. I think it's the right thing to do. And I can. The thing with the COVID thing, business is going out of business, and personal choices. It's like everybody's got a good point on that. Yeah. Everybody's pissed off, and everybody's got a good point why. Like, people that don't wear masks probably cause half of the shit. You know, they refuse to wear the mask in the first place. Now there's all kinds of people getting punished for the shit. You know, it's just everybody's got a point, and I forgot what my point was, but there we go. You know.
Yeah.
We can backtrack, figure out what the fuck I was talking about.
So yeah, I'm thinking probably end of summer we'll be able to get into the same studio for a podcast. End of summer.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Which is a good time to talk about. This is the last SmittyDicks podcast. SmittyDicks podcast, and the first We Three Smiths podcast. Weird.
Changing brands, rebranding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird. I have such I definitely have a real nostalgic attachment to SmittyDicks.
Yeah.
You know? Like we started it. That's the name we came up with. The whole idea of SmittyDicks is that we're just dicks to each other. That's the whole idea. And I think a secondary reason is a shout out to our grandfather, Grandpa Peck, Dick Peck, and it was Smitty, us, and then Dicks, SmittyDicks. So it was kind of a shout out either way. But the thing is, and I realized this at some point, is that you got a name that that is off-putting to a lot of people.
Yeah, having Dicks right in your name could be a detriment to.
We know how we intended it. Nobody else knows how we intended it, so it's just one of those first impression kind of things. And I haven't talked to anybody. Nobody's told me this, but it's just how I feel. You know? You know, I've gotten so far down the rabbit hole with this podcasting thing, and equipment I've bought, and things I've learned, and ideas I've had that will work really only on the podcast. That it's full steam ahead. I want to create as much stuff just because I have so much fun doing it. That created We Three Smiths. We got a website coming soon. All of the podcasts that we're doing right now is going to be on it, obviously. Doing a new podcast, which is going to be essentially, I'd hate to call it a political podcast because it's a topical, it's a panelist show, I guess similar to Real Time with Bill Maher, just in the fact that there are people talking about issues. It's called Six Packs on Mars. So that's going to happen starting soon. Really excited about that. Got like 25, 30 people on board. They're going to be panelists on this thing, rotating panelists. Josh once in a while. Levi, if he doesn't have hatred in his heart.
When I don't hate everything.
Yeah.
Or when he's not fishing.
Fishing's a real caveat. It's a real challenge.
Yeah.
As far as wind, which, by the way, you haven't done it in a while. You getting Jonesy? You got to be getting Jonesy.
Yes,
Yeah.
I am. I haven't been fishing since I think I went once in late October, maybe.
Yeah.
But not consistently since early October. But I got the bacon smoking or curing smoking slicing process down, so I'll basically have Sundays off.
Yeah. So lots of podcasts. Again, the Six Packs on Mars. We're going to be just rebranded We Three Smiths. It's going to be all kinds of guests, and I think probably the best way to put it is, because Levi and I live together. I don't want to say that it's one of those things where we don't want to do podcasts together, because we definitely want to do, but we spend so much time together. It's like if you don't want to do a podcast, sometimes it's just like come down here whenever you feel like it. Levi will come down here when he feels like it. Josh will come out when he feels like it. We're going to be doing all kinds of like movie review podcasts are going to be on the page. We got What the Hell Everything, the show podcast. That's going to be on the We Three Smiths page. Tim Logan and I. We're going to be having guests on that. All kinds of podcasts. I love the idea that you could podcast anything if you can be halfway entertaining, which I feel like we are. If you can be halfway entertaining and you don't got a name hampering you, you can get a lot of people involved. Have a lot of people have fun with the podcast,
Yeah.
I would still at some point like to do NSFW fishing.
Yeah, you got to get, dude. That's where I need you guys to help me out with those podcasts, because I will forget to do them. I will forget to do one single ounce of work.
I'll forget to do it too.
I have I got a camera for Christmas, not this past Christmas, but Christmas before. Like a GoPro style camera.
Yeah.
And Calvin got one this year for Christmas as well. So we'd be able to use those for like the fishing podcasts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got one too. I just have never, ever used it.
You just got to get that. You got to get that GoPro rolling. Get that. I don't want to have to do any work.
Right.
The less work, the better.
I don't
you
wanna
record
have to
all
do
your
any
stuff.
work.
I'll
You
edit
can
it. I'll edit it.
You can come in. You can record us fishing, because I went fishing twice last year, twice. But most of my free time was fixing the basement.
I went fishing
That sucks.
0 times last
No,
year.
you went fishing once.
Did I? Oh, that's right. We went out fishing with Captain Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun time. That needs to be a yearly thing. Out with Captain Bob.
Yes.
Captain Bob Hines at where?
Central Coast Angling.
Central Coast Angling.
Need to work on arm days.
It's in a Mimosa Sunday.
You both need to work on arm days.
Dude, I'm starting that, by the way. I don't want to get into that because it's like different. It's a ways down. I don't want to.
What it boils down to is Nate's a pussy.
Whew, man, I'll tell you what. I'm trying to get in shape. 10 weeks now, almost.
Wait a minute.
Week 10, no smoking.
Okay.
Good job.
So that's a good first step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
What else?
There's an
What
exercise
else?
bike right out there.
Dude, I know. Like, you can say all your things. You can say all of your shitty Levi things. I'm well aware that there's exercise equipment out there. It is one of those things, and I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just saying, me personally, I have to make myself do it. Obviously,
I understand. I'm the same way.
I have talked myself out of doing it for so long, and I feel like Josh, you could probably relate to this. I've put off doing it so long that I feel like there's no way I can possibly do it.
You feel like it's insurmountable to get started.
Yes, it is.
And I know how that feels. Because obviously, fat, and something that I've struggled with forever. But I bought the DDP yoga thing. a few months ago,
Wait a minute.
and
Like Diamond Dallas Page
Dude, if you don't do the
yoga.
fucking,
yeah,
if you don't do the fucking goodbye like that or something on social media, then you're failing.
Man,
yeah,
Look.
I'm probably not going to do that.
I have
Um,
zero respect for that.
I've heard, honestly.
No,
and we
it's-
talk shit, but I've heard it's
it's-
a legit great yoga.
It
I've
is,
heard it's great.
yeah. Like I've done a few things off of it, and it's a workout without being too hard on the person that's doing it. It's made for people who have limited mobility, and so it's great for larger people and people with like back injuries and stuff like that, or limb injuries.
Well, the one that I'm
But
doing.
I just bought a yoga mat, and it'll be here on Tuesday. So this week I'm going to be really starting into that.
I got a yoga mat. Haven't unrolled it once. I was thinking, I have all kinds of great intentions.
Yeah,
But I will
I'm
tell
going to
you-
be unrolling it every day.
I will tell you that I have taken baby steps. I'm trending downwards is probably the best way to put it as far as diet. You know, my valleys are way less frequent and long. You know, my peaks are a little longer as far as eating well. I have less shitty trends as far as like, you know, my trends used to go 7-10 days in a row of just eating like garbage and just self-hatred, just shoving things in your mouth. I want to fucking eat all this. And they go between that and being like, oh, I'm all right not eating that for 3 or 4 days in a row now, which it was like a day before, you know? And then this fucking guy makes whatever you made
Which one,
recently.
where?
I don't know. You made something, and I'm just like, oh, I'm going to eat 2 of these.
Well,
You know?
I did have 3 pulled pork sandwiches yesterday.
Man, good pulled pork, though.
It was good pulled pork.
Good pulled pork.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
last weekend I made potato soup, which was awesome.
I'm looking at it's roasted cauliflower soup
Nice.
because I'm low carb. So
Sounds really terrible. Just
'Cause-
just personally.
Low carb? Or the
low
roasted
carb or
cauliflower
just
soup?
the roasted
Roasted cauliflower
cauliflower
soup. It sounds gross to me.
Oh.
But
Maybe.
I'm an a-hole. I am a fat
But-
a-hole. You know?
But it's
Which,
something
by the
that
way, man, this is like the most clean cut I've been in so long. I like got a haircut yesterday. Shout out to Allie at Jude's barbershop. And then I shaved my beard off, my pandemic
Did you
beard.
actually shave, or did you
Yeah, I
just
know.
use the
I shaved it.
trimmer?
No, I shaved. I shaved with a razor and everything.
I have not shaved, like, with a razor
Really?
since probably, I want to say 2006?
Really?
2005, maybe?
Wow.
It's been like 15 years.
I do it about once a year. About once a year I'll shave, maybe once every 2.
Like, I'll take it down to the skin with the trimmer.
Yeah. No. I do.
Sometimes,
Yeah. No,
but-
I typically just do. I mean, I do once a year. I do a razor. You know. Other times in the year, I'll take it down to just a little bit, like a 1 or something, and then just trim it around that. But man, I do that once a year, and it's just hurtful. Like it's like I said on Twitter. I said it's a mix between my mom, my sister, and an asshole, and that's how me. Because I look like it looks like a butt face. It looks like an ass.
Yeah, like Grandma said, it looks like you have a butthole on your face.
Yeah, but that was when I had a goatee. That's not now.
Yeah.
She
Still.
said that about a goatee.
Oh, I mean, it's still
it's-
there.
And then Josh looks like Aunt Susie. Sorry to hurt your feelings there, pal.
Yeah, that hurts me on a that cuts
all right.
me deep.
Well, huh?
That cuts me deep.
Sorry. I still love you. It doesn't make you less attractive. You know? I mean, it kind of does, but not a lot.
Melissa doesn't like me to shave like all the way because it makes
'Cause
me
she
look
doesn't
like
wanna have
dad.
huh?
She's like it makes you look like your dad, and I don't find that attractive at all.
Well,
I'm like-
I'm glad that your wife does not want to fuck my dad. I'm glad that is the thing.
Me too.
Wouldn't that be something? No, I'm just kidding.
No, it would not be
I don't-
something.
All right.
Time to go.
Yeah.
All right, so yes, We Three Smiths, all sorts of podcasts, formerly SmittyDicks. Website will be up at some point soon, we3smiths.com. That's it. That's the deal.
That's the game.
Would love for you to like it and to subscribe to the page and
Yeah.
share it and all that kind of stuff. So, peace out, SmittyDicks.
Peace out.
Been fun.